Good afternoon, everyone. I am actually re-recording the highlights from the school leader meeting today, July 2nd, because I gave some information that was inaccurate and I don't want to cause any confusion. So I'm gonna just re-record it and get it out. I also know we didn't have it's summertime. We didn't have the turnout that we normally do, and there was some really important information today. So I want to make sure that all of our school leaders at least get the recording. So I'm re-recording the important stuff for everyone. Um, I just barely returned from the National Charter School Conference. This is my National Charter School Institute Bold by Choice hat. It was really great to see a lot of Nevada leaders, school leaders at that conference. It's a really great conference if you ever have the opportunity to go. First up, I'm going to talk about AB 398, which is the bill that gave us $19 million for teacher raises. We have until July 15th to get you schools out, the allocation that you will get, what portion of that $19 million will go to your school. We're rechecking our math right now behind the scenes. We think it'll be about $3,000 per eligible employee. Eligible employees include teachers and educational support staff. Educational support staff is a huge list. It includes everyone except administrators. So really the only people not eligible for this are administrators. You will get that information, not only the amount that you will get, but a very robust guidance document by the 15th, hoping to get it out to you next week in advance of the 15th. You will have 1 month till August 15th to get a board approved plan for how you're going to allocate those dollars. Want to make sure you realize that because I know it's very common for schools not to have a board meeting in July and then, maybe your next board meeting isn't until the 21st. This plan has to be approved by your board in advance. There are multiple signatures that are going to be required by both the board chair and the school leader. So make sure you get that on your radar and get something scheduled ASAP. Although I did say we think it's going to end up being about $3,000 per eligible employee, that does not mean that that is the way the schools have to allocate those dollars. The dollars we're giving you autonomy to decide what is best for you. For example, I was talking to a school leader down in Clark County or down in Florida from Clark County, one of our charter schools down there, who said, we have really competitive salaries for our administrative assistants, our custodians, our food service workers, our IAs. So we're going to allocate all the money to teachers because we're losing really, really good teachers because our salary schedule is so out of proportion for Clark County, right? That's their prerogative. They can do that. That's how they intend to do it. And you have that autonomy as well. Please, please be advised. These are going to be very tight deadlines. You're going to have 1 month to get this back to us, board approved. I'm going to reiterate that again, board approved. We do not have time to chase you down if you don't have this turned in on time and accurate. So if you don't have it turned in on time and accurate, your school will not be eligible for these funds. Okay. Additionally, it's also really important that you communicate out to your board and your teachers that even though you're going to submit this to us by August 15th, it's not a traditional approach where SPCSA staff signs off on it and you're good to go. We have to take this entire plan to the interim finance committee of the legislature and get approval. So until they sign off on it, it's only just a plan, right? And we will not get those resources to distribute to schools. So please know that our goal is to go to the October IFC and get approval, but there are no guarantees. We know that the other two big districts, Washoe and Clark, didn't get approval their first time when they had to appear. They had to come back. We're hoping to avoid that, but I want to set everyone's expectations that that is very much a reality. Next up, I want to let everybody know that the SPCSA will be refunding approximately $5.5 million in sponsorship fees back to the schools. You should get a memo about that next week, and those funds should hit your account this month. So that is exciting, and that is in large part to help offset the Title II loss from fiscal year 25 that you had. Additionally, want to let you know that we also got allocations for $1.3 million in NDE's budget. When NDE had the miscalculation for Title II funds, that wasn't just this last year. It had been going on for multiple years. So they are required to pay back the districts for the miscalculation, and they have, I think it's either 5 or 6 years to pay those back. The way they're paying them back is they didn't want to like claw back the money from the schools, from you guys, right? Of course, that would not have been good. So what they're doing is they're using what would have been our allocation, which is approximately $1.3 million, and they're redistributing it to the districts to make the miscalculation correct, to correct the error. Because of that, they put in a work program, or they put in a request for $1.3 million for charter schools that we could use for Title II eligible activities, professional development, stipends for coaches, those sorts of things. So know that that money will be coming. It will more than likely run through the GMS, but it isn't federal dollars, it's state dollars. So some of the requirements will be a little bit different, simply because we're not tied by all those federal requirements. Next up, I want to tell you about two initiatives that we have going on at the SPCSA. The first is that we have updated our amendment application. We certainly heard from you that it was a little clunky. It was just kind of hard to use, hard to understand. We've updated that. We hope that will improve the situation for everybody. And next up, we have heard you loud and clear that there are way too many people visiting your school and stopping you from doing your day job of running schools. And so, as promised, we are going to be combining risk-based monitoring, if that applies to your school, and site visits this year. Please understand this is a very heavy lift for the SPCSA to do this, because all three teams are involved in this work and they're having to sort of consolidate. And it's a heavy lift. We're not going to get it perfect. We're not going to get it 100% right. But we are trying our very, very best to make sure you only have one visit for both of those activities. And we hope that that will help cut down on that and improve that a little bit. The other thing I just want to quickly highlight for you is that you may have seen in the news that there is a bit of a pause, if you will, on some federal programs. In particular, ELL programs, immigrant programs. I did send an email out to all school leaders, going into the details of what we know so far about that, just a few minutes ago. So you probably got it about 4:45 today. Please don't hesitate to reach out if you have any questions. And with that, I will wish everyone a very happy 4th of July. Please, I encourage you to try to have somebody from your staff attend these meetings. I know it's summer. I know you're on vacation. I hope you are on vacation, but please have somebody attend and make sure you watch these recordings, because we are sharing really important updates here, and we think it'll be helpful if you have somebody attend. And worst case scenario, you can't have someone attend, you go back and watch these videos. Have a happy 4th of July. Thanks, everybody.